Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Public opinion.
Stop this foolish about this GLP and PMP business. We are Jamaican.
Different people.
It's not a matter of a GLP or a PMP. I think it's more like where it is that you think you're comfortable, what support you can afford to make the country better.
Different views.
Most entertainers, they're not amenable to management, so the only thing that can ultimately structure them is the court and the prison.
Public opinion. The voice of the people at 6:25 p.m. weekdays during Nationwide at 5. Tune into Nationwide at 6:25 p.m. for Public Opinion, where the people's views matter.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Not a mercy. This one is very classic, dedicated to all the schoolers who are taking beats.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio, my team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Missing. If you pressure no, you're illiterate and foolish, you might on a cook. And you're not gonna get no work, and you're deep like a puss. Send me money with a purse, I eat your off it.
Welcome to the A-Team Radio Show right here on Nationwide at 90 FM, the best revolution station in Jamaica. And like I say, each and every week and weekend across the world, you are listening to Damien Scarlett. And this evening we want to get right to the meat of the matter, as we are going to be looking at our Cxc courses. As we continue to do that tonight, tonight we are looking at information technology, as we say, Cxc I.T. So wherever you're tuning in from, welcome to the show. And I want you to just to stick and stay, because we have excellent teachers that come around here on a Friday evening, and you'll hear them again on a Saturday morning as well. So you don't want to miss that. And this is the place where you can get all the tips and the information in terms of how you can accelerate your academic journey. So this evening I will be joined by Mrs. Janelle O'Mealy Jones. She is an educator and leader specializing in technology integrated teaching. She has taught IT, mathematics, EDPM, and now she leads a computer studies department at her school, and where she has also served as vice principal. She mentors teachers, develops a curriculum, and drives the ICT initiatives. Mrs. O'Mealy Jones has delivered training on digital tools and holds several technology and education certifications, and her work has earned multiple national and regional awards, including the LASCO Teacher Award. As I mentioned earlier on, we are focusing on Cxc IT. As you know, when you talk about information technology opens the doors to careers in programming, cybersecurity, data analysis, digital media, and so much more. But beyond careers, it empowers students to create, innovate, and understand the systems that power their everyday lives. And as a part of the introduction to the Cxc I.T syllabus, part of that rationale is that in a world characterized by rapid technological innovations, it is imperative that information technology students are equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills that will enable them to function effectively, both as producers and consumers of technology. And one thing you hear we talk about a lot in our society today is the use of technology. We talk about programming, the use of coding and artificial intelligence. And more of those conversations are being done at this time. So it is also important for us to prepare our students for the future by establishing foundational competencies which will enable them to be flexible to adapt to emerging technologies and new situations. So I know sometimes when you see them around their computer devices, you probably wonder if they're wasting time, parents at home, but perhaps they're not doing that. So how can we encourage our students to tap into the technology? So we're focusing on Cxc I.T this evening, which is designed to provide knowledge and skills in the essential information technology domains, which include computer fundamentals, problem solving, network, web technologies, productivity tools, and as I mentioned, the whole matter of cyber security as well. And we are going to be joined now, of course, by Mrs. Omile Jones. She's with us. Welcome, Janelle. How are you?
How are you? Thanks for having me.
All right, welcome to the show. Great, it's great to have you. And I know one thing I always say when teachers come here on a Friday evening, they don't have to, because after a long day of teaching, you didn't have to be.
And I'm just coming in from a Christmas concert as well, so I just came in.
Okay, great. See, man, very dedicated to the cause, but we're glad that you're here. So we're talking all things IT this evening as Cxc Information Technology. And I just want to start as the listeners and viewers get a little bit more accustomed to who you are. Let's talk about the departments that you oversee and what are some of the subjects that fall under your portfolio.
All right, so currently I am the head of the Computer Studies Department at the Immaculate Conception High School, where I oversee information technology, of course, computer science, digital media, and IT at CAPE. So we do information technology up to CSEC, IT at CAPE, digital media at CAPE, computer science at CAPE.
Okay, great. And I'm a little bit intrigued by digital media. And as I started out in the introduction to look at the whole matter of innovation and why we need our students to be a part of that, could you just tell us a little bit about what the digital media course entails?
All right. Basically, it introduces the students to some form of media. At the end of this course, the students are exposed to setting up even the fact of setting up sound system, they're able to do that.
Yes.
They do some aspect of animation as well. It just exposes them to a variety or a different realm of IT other than just the regular structural coding or procedural languages.
Yes.
It exposes them to other areas other than that.
Well, it sounds like I need to get enrolled in one of those digital media classes to learn about the sound system. But it's good that we're exposing them from such an early age as it relates to this. And you may never know, because you might have students in the classroom that they're interested in music and sound system, and you always see them listening and bouncing to tunes and all of that.
Right.
So that might definitely get them.
We try to make it versatile.
Okay, yeah.
And not only the technological aspect, only like computer, because a lot of us view technology as only computer. We in digital media, we don't want them to leave with only that, but to be versatile in the field.
Okay, great. And that's very commendable there. So I know that you have been in this field for quite some time. So what are some of the successes that you've had recently in CSEC and CAPE? And what are some of the key strategies that you've implemented to achieve those milestones? Talk to us.
Let me continue with DM, digital media. It's new to Immaculate Conception High School. Last year we got all one straight A profiles at CAPE Unit 2 and all ones at CAPE Unit 1 as well. Information technology has been 100% pass over the years. We have been successful on the merits list for all levels, for CSEC and CAPE, for all subject areas. Computer science, all ones again.
Yes.
Our students are doing exceptionally well, and our teachers, of course.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. So let's get into IT, computer science, as you mentioned that just now. What do you think, Mrs. Millie Jones, are some of the challenges being faced by IT and the computer science teachers within the classroom at this time?
All right, to be honest, this might sound very strange, but our children believe as if they know everything about IT because they can just open a computer and do it all. That's their belief, right? So our major challenge is to get our students to understand that it's more than just turning on the computer. Technology is growing quickly in our environment, and they need to keep up with the trend. One of our topic is problem solving that involve the programming aspect.
Yes.
However, when we have those situations or those issues, what we do is to hold extra classes. We have workshops. We're not afraid of inviting persons from outside to come in and teach our children as well. We train our teachers, so we'll send them to do other training, and we'll also do our intra-department training where the computer science teacher may lead the grade 11, that's a CSEC teacher, into a problem-solving workshop. We work very well in the IT department at Immaculate.
Okay, great. I want you to hold that point for us, and when we come back, we will talk some more about the introduction to the Cxc Information Technology syllabus. This is the A-Team Radio Show. We'll be right back after this.
I don't want to joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight. You puke, me look and say,
it's undeniable that we should be together.
The true beauty of music is that it connects people. It carries a message. It speaks to you. It changes you. And that's exactly what we do just for you every Sunday as we take you to Urban Paradise, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Urban Paradise is our weekly musical journey that will serve up 110 glorious minutes of positive storytelling through music, mixed in with inspirational features to provoke thought and to heal the soul.
You're like a dream come true, just wanna be with you.
So join me, Diane Ashton Smith, this and every Sunday, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. Urban Paradise, opening our hearts, connecting to others.
It's the weekend and the youth are taking over the airwaves. Yes, we are the new voices and faces of the Talk Up You radio show. The voice of the Jamaican youth right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
After a busy week of work and school, come and wine with Jamaica's #1 youth radio show.
We're bringing you entertainment, fun facts, and staying true to youth development and advocacy.
Catch the action each and every Saturday as we roll out buzzy segments. What say you?
Youth for chat.
Life skills.
Global Connect.
And Bust the Youth.
That's the Talk Up Youth radio show. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth. Don't miss it.
Me sing. Every pressure on you, you're illiterate and foolish. You might on a cook, and you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse. I eat you off a joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight. You puke.
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show on Nationwide 90 FM. If you are just joining us, I have here with me this evening a very special guest. Just coming in from a hard day's work. We're joined by Mrs. Janelle O'Mealy Jones, and we were talking about the importance of information technology, getting the students accustomed to the syllabus and why it is necessary for us to follow through on that. So we were talking about some of the challenges then that the students and even for teachers that they face in the classroom. So let's pick up on that point, Gina.
Right. So I was saying problem solving can be both a challenging topic for teachers and students. So even though, yes, we learn it in university or colleges, it's so different to come in the classroom and teach the children. So the teachers who have experience will normally hold sessions, as what I was saying, for the teachers so that we can, get them into the methods of delivering the concept very student-centered and in an interesting way. Because if you know IT and coding, it can be very abstract. Yes. Right? If you don't like math, you can't like problem solving. But we try to break it down for them as best as possible. We're on that topic now, and I had a beautiful lesson this afternoon. In fact, the students are saying, Miss, we want to learn more about Python, we want to learn more about Java, and so on. Yes. So we try to make it as fun as possible, and we want everybody to benefit. So what we do, we are very, very hard, and we work very hard at team planning and to keep everybody in the department and the students, the level of teacher-student interaction and term plan development. We try to allow everybody to be on the same level where that is concerned.
I'm glad to hear that, because as I listen to you just now, what comes to mind is the whole matter of the creativity in the classroom. And not to say that when I was doing Cxc I.T that there wasn't creativity, because of course teachers back then would always have to try to find ways of doing it. But what I find is that this whole matter of coding is now even so more prevalent now, because when I was doing IT, yes, we know that the programming languages existed. I think when I did IT, we were looking at QBasic. That's show how long ago that was. But now, as I'm saying, as we're evolving, as technology is evolving, we're hearing more about coding and how it is necessary, and this whole conversation around STEM education as well. So I think that is really an interesting thing there. But even as you talk about that, in terms of the approach, how can we approach this subject itself, this IT syllabus? What are some of the recommendations that you have?
All right. So at Immaculate, we start IT from grade 7. However, right now we're trying something differently. Let's see how it works. We're doing EDPM, which a lot of persons are not so, they're saying that it's typing, but it's more than typing now. We want the children to understand document preparation. So a lot of students, they will leave high school not knowing how to prepare properly a resume. So they have a grade 1 in IT, but because we don't spend the time on one aspect of productivity tool enough. But this EDPM syllabus will allow them to do that, and we will allow the girls to sit that part of the exam in grade 9. And then we start the IT Cxc syllabus in grade 10. And our approach is from grade 10, where we start the IT syllabus, the Cxc syllabus, that's where we start the SB in grade 10, so that we don't stretch and stress the students too much, because we have 5 components of the SB, So at Immaculate, we normally start the Excel component and the database component in grade 10.
Okay, great. So you're exposing them from an early age as it relates there to the whole matter of document preparation. As you said, learning how to prepare your resume is important. Because you see, so this is one of the things that students don't realize, that apart from doing these subjects, what you find then is that we're teaching them about life principles and development. Right. And these are the things and the tools that they need so that when they finish school, they're able to know how to, from their English class, how to write letters, which is important, write the application, as he said, and also the resume writing, and then doing that now through an information technology approach. So thank you for laying that.
So it's cross-curriculum teaching thereabout. And it's not only about resume writing, but it's more than that. Some aspect of IT is also within the EDPM syllabus. And to be honest, teaching IT from grade 7, we want them to be exposed, but teaching IT from grade 7 can be a little bit boring. You know, you learn the same thing over and over. So we want to give them an opportunity to do the exam in grade 9. Motivation. So motivate them. They get the grade 1 because it's an easy grade 1 to get with EDPM, and we know that with our teachers and being who they are and the students being prepared, they will. And then now they branch off into information technology in grade 10.
Okay. And in terms of, I know the syllabus would give us a certain volume then of the material that must be covered. But where schools are, where students are now, do you find that in the classroom as teachers, as you are educators, do you go beyond what the syllabus provides, and is that necessary, or should educators do that?
Definitely. We have to. We must go beyond just the syllabus. There are hidden curriculum that we have to teach the children. So simple topic in IT, fundamentals of information technology, or fundamentals of hardware and software. Yes. We have to really show the students, we had some students coming from prep school, primary school, and when they did their exam, the teachers came to me and said, they said to me, Mrs. Jones, the students are labeling the system unit, the CPU, right? Yes. And we want to get from them, this is not the CPU, this is just the protective case, the CPU is on the motherboard. I said, listen to me, as early as that, we're gonna take them in the lab, let them pull down the system unit, let them see that it's just a case.
Yes.
Let them interact with the motherboard. Let them get exposed to the heat fan and all of that. So we expose them to those things. That's not really a part of the syllabus, but we want them to appreciate that from early, Right. And they can, at the end, they can be able to, if they have a problem, a hardware problem, they can be able to troubleshoot quickly.
Okay, so let's pretend that we're in the classroom. Well, we're still in the classroom, actually. If I can jog my memory, and for those students who are at home, maybe listening or on their way home as we speak, when you talk about hardware, I'll see if I can remember, it refers to the physical part of the computer, right?
Yes, so, A student.
That's right. Well, I went to a good school, Right. But keyboard, so the keyboard, monitors, as you mentioned the CPU, where you broke it down in terms of talking about the casing that is there, and also memory. Those things will form a part of the hardware. And then when you talk about software, you're more looking at like the programs, right? The operating system like Windows and the application that we use ever so often. Am I correct?
Definitely, you're correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we want to break it down, for our listeners so that they understand.
So the hardware components are the physical part, the part that you can touch. So the system unit, the mouse, the keyboard, your webcam, your scanner, all of those things are hardware. Your printer, your cell phone, your AirPods, all of those things are hardware. The software are the programs. So your operating system is your software. Yeah. Once you turn on the computer, you see Windows or iOS for the Mac users, or on your phone, which a lot of the students are familiar with. They have iOS or Android, are the softwares. And the programs that they use, the Roblox that they play on, that's also a software, that's also a program. Microsoft Word, Canva, that's a software, and Canva is a popular one nowadays for the students. Yes. Right, yes. So the software are the instruction, the programs that we use, and the hardware is what you basically manipulate in order to get access to your programs.
Oh, but what I find as you share that, and you broke it down so lovely for us, is that even adults who may not be in the classroom and they're using these technological devices, and they're hearing you now breaking down and say, oh, so this is a software. This is a part of hardware as well.
Right.
Would the examiner, though, if you can tell us, would the examiner ask a question like that in terms of to identify hardware and software?
Definitely. That's like a must. Yeah, definitely. They'll ask you about the major hardware components, which are input devices, output devices. And we know that input devices these are computer hardware that basically enter the data into the computer system. For example, you mentioned the mouse, the keyboard. Output devices, your speaker, your printer, storage media, your flash drive. And nowadays we're going cloud storage, so we use our Google Drive and we use our OneDrive and so on. Processing hardware, we have our CPU, which is the main processing hardware, and we also have the ALU CU. And the CPU is not the box case, it's a little chip. It's really small, little chip inside. Yes, and we also have memory. I spoke about memory. We have our RAM, which is volatile, meaning that's where we work. Once we turn on the computer, RAM becomes active. Right. We turn and everything loads in RAM. So without our RAM, and if our RAM memory is slow, our computer will not be able to carry out the function properly. Funny enough, I was teaching system specifications today, and we know that system specification is basically outlining the different components of a computer system. And before I even introduced the students to the topic, they were able to tell me what they are looking for when they're buying devices. The RAM space, the memory space, the processing speed, because they're exposed to these things. They know the programs that they want to work on their computers. They want these facilities. They want the top computers. They want the fast working computers, the computer with the biggest processing speed or the biggest memory and so on. So they're able to relate with that.
And as you were talking about, we're going to go to a break shortly, but as you were talking just now, what came to mind, as I always remember from prep school coming up, is that the difference between RAM and ROM. That's a big one as well. You talk about the random access memory and also the read-only memory. Is that another?
You're an A student.
I try. But is that a question that may come on the paper? Would the examiner ask to differentiate between the two?
So the examiner, in fact, this morning I had my sixth formers presenting on the difference between RAM and ROM.
Oh, okay.
Right. So RAM is volatile. It's temporary. Volatile meaning it only exists when there's a light source. So just now I had to call my daughter to run for the laptop charger because the laptop was dying. If this computer should die, then you're gone. Because it's only in RAM, and once the power goes, then RAM also goes. So it's volatile, it's temporary. Or ROM chip now is made from manufacturer. It keeps the booting instructions.
Right.
So it tells the computer basically how to work, so that's permanent.
Okay.
And we know permanent,
Right, and I just love how you're just breaking it down quite clearly for us. When we come back on the other side of the break, we want to talk about the whole matter of program design and implementation. Stick and stay with us, we soon come.
Illiterate and foolish, I might on a cook. And you not go get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off a joke. If I see them, I hold you red and big tonight, you puke.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with we. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the shell boss, I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tunes. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Exciting news! The Design Studio on Nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the Design Studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
Me sing, every pressure you're illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook, and you're not gonna get no work.
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. You are listening to Damien Scarlett, and we are talking about all things related to information technology. This is at the Cxc level, and of course there is also Cape Information Technology as well, as we talk about, and then you branch off into a whole matter of computer science. But for tonight we are talking about Cxc I.T. Just before the break we were learning a little bit more about the hardware and the software and how we differentiate the two, how we identify that and how we identify them. And not only that, when you also think about the devices that you use every single day, you're able now to be familiar or to become familiar with them. We want to talk now, Mrs. Amelia Jones, about the whole matter of program design and implementation. Now, our program design and implementation challenging areas of the syllabus for students, just generally speaking, do the students struggle in this area?
Generally speaking, the students claim that this is the hardest part of the syllabus. Mm-hmm. As I was saying before, it can be challenging because they find it abstract when they're doing the algorithm. So the algorithm are basically instructions that we must be able to understand before developing the code. So step-by-step instruction, procedural instructions before developing the code in Pascal, Java, or Python. So they do find it difficult, but how we overcome those challenges, as I said before, we normally have workshops where we invite persons to come in and basically teach the girls. What I like to do is my very third program class, I show them a code. Okay. So a code, whether in Pascal, in Python, show them what they're working towards so that they're not demotivated, Eventually they'll get there, and I keep calling them programmers so that they're convinced in their heads. And because they are so intrigued with social media, they are so intrigued with the gaming softwares online nowadays, you find that they want to learn more about it, right? So, but it can be very difficult, but we try our best to allow the students to overcome their challenges by meeting them.
Well, thanks for that. One thing I can definitely agree with you there when you talk about it is the fact that it can be very challenging and difficult. I always share this little story. There was a time in my life when I was pursuing a career in information technology. I was studying it actually, and one of the hardest part of studying IT was always programming. And I was like, listen, give me the networking, give me the application, computer applications, give me the software engineering, but the programming, to sit down and to give commands and to write them and all of that, I was just like, I'm just not doing this.
Yes. And Damien, the funny thing is that I told my teachers the other day, I have one-on-one session with my teachers. Okay. And I told them that, listen, don't be afraid to tell me when you're having challenges, because we have to help the students one way or the other. Right. And because funny enough, I've been teaching IT before now. In my 6th year of teaching IT, it was a teacher at Immaculate, Mr. Moore, who sat down with me and showed me really how to do arrays. Honestly, I've been teaching it, right? I get them to pass it. But when he sat down, I'm like, oh, that's really how it's supposed to go.
Yes.
We teachers do have challenges and the students do have challenges too, but we try our best to work collaboratively to overcome those challenges. So I tell my teachers, listen, if the students are having challenges, we have to just break it down to them. I saw a teacher looking egg trays the other day to teach arrays, and you said I used to do the information technology degree, so you must know that arrays are storage location.
That's right.
Yeah, so she took the egg trays to class just to teach them, you know, how to name the array, how to count the spaces in the egg tray, and how to relate that to the array section of the syllabus.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, you have to find different methods of bringing across the point as you go through the syllabus. And, you know, that's a bigger conversation when it comes on to the whole matter of data structures, because, I mean, that was a course itself in IT as well. But and one of the things, too, you know, is that in life, what I like about courses or subjects that we do is that well, no matter what your career path may be, you'll find that there's some kind of principle or lesson that you can take, whether it's from IT or social studies or even mathematics. You know, earlier on, you know, I had a conversation with my aunt, and she was saying to me that, you know, her grandson is going to be doing CAPE, and he's doing CAPE maths and physics. And I was like, well, aunt, power to him, because those are the subjects that I'm more accustomed to. But, you know, that's his kind of thing. He likes mathematics and he likes physics and those things. But, you know, no matter what you want to pursue in life, there's some kind of life lesson or discipline that you can learn from those courses. And you know, students should really take it seriously. So one of the things I want to ask now as we continue the conversation is that what are some of the suggestions then that you might have for teachers? And you know, one thing that we learn and we see coming out of this whole pandemic is the whole matter of resilience, right? And we do know that a number of our schools have been affected in the western side of the island. Right. Information technology being a course that some of those students themselves may have been pursuing then at the time. But what are some of your suggestions that you think that we can do, even as a country, not just as a school, but as a country, to help those students there?
Right. So honestly, I'm really waiting for the government to provide some opportunities for us teachers to facilitate some sessions online.
Yes.
I know that Starlink is getting the installation in those areas, and if we can reach those students. When I was talking to Kevin, my coworker today, Mr. Thompson, I was saying to him that Zoom has the facility where I can share my software. We will talk about software.
Yes.
So I can share my database software, and a student can manipulate it from anywhere, right? So if we're given the opportunity, if I'm given the opportunity to share that with students, I will. I think that within the western side of the country, they should come together and find a center for students to get exposed to the computer, group the students. Normally we do group like one person per SBA, group them, have them group in different, for the different components, and have them work on the SBA accordingly. You know, we did it in COVID. We can definitely do it again. Definitely do it again.
And I love that. I'm sure the powers that be, they do listen to this station. I'm sure they're hearing, and they will definitely reach out. And of course, this is why we have the A-Team Radio Show, because we also want to help to uplift and to spread the knowledge and the information as well. So we'd have been talking about the whole matter about the fundamentals of hardware and software. You mentioned just now the whole matter of the problem. Was it the problem design? We said, and implementation. Program design.
Program design.
No, I'm mixing that up with problem solving. Problem solving and program design that is also on the syllabus. So, but talk to us, Mrs. Amelia Jones. What are some key terms that once you hear IT and you step into an examination room, what are some key terms that students must know that will come on an exam?
Okay, so if it's problem solving we're talking about, we're looking at algorithms, we're looking at pseudocodes, and pseudocodes are fake codes. These are the codes that we write before we actually implement the program. We're looking at integers, and we learn this in mathematics, whole numbers. We're looking at real numbers. Real numbers are numbers with decimal. So, for example, a cash register system will use real numbers to declare their variables because they'll accept whole numbers. So they're accepting dollars and cents then. So $25, 50 cents, decimal points, that's real numbers. We're looking at constants. These are variables that remain the same throughout the execution of a program. We're looking at flow charts as well.
Yes, flow charts.
And these are graphical representation.
Yes.
So we have a lot of terms that we look at in problem solving. Yes.
So, go ahead before I go.
No, man, you can go ahead.
Oh, no. So I was going to go back a little bit to some of the main construct then of the pseudocode. All right. So I know we talk about sequence, for example. You talk about the linear tasks that are sequentially performed one after the other. I know in pseudocode, because I'm familiar with the if then else.
Yes, if then else.
Right.
So control structures. You have the if statements. You have the loops. So we look at for loop.
Right.
And we look at while loop. Yes. So these are things that we definitely have to know. Trace tables. So after we have done our code, we have to trace it. We have to test the code for correctness to make sure that the code is working and the code is doing what it's supposed to be doing. We also do truth tables, and like my approach in teaching truth tables, I allow the physics students, so cross curriculum, right there, to teach us the NOT gate and the AND gate and so on. The light switch. That's on state and off state. That's also information technology right there. And that's also physics as well. Yes. So we do have different construct and different control statements within, other than just linear or sequencing.
Yes. Well, I never really did like the trace table. But
oh Lord, it's easy, it's really easy.
Well, it's like how you're breaking it down for our listeners and our viewers. I think now probably I get the grasp of it. But
you're just going through the program step by step and testing each line of the code. And for one column, you test all the variables. So every single variable should be at the top. So if you're supposed to enter a name of a person, you have a variable for name, right? And a variable is a storage location in memory. And if the students are familiar with information technology, they must know what a variable is, So you have to declare all your variables within your program. You have to tell the program or the computer what you're working with. Before trace table, just go line by line through the code and just trace it and test it. You're just running the code, basically.
Wow. And as you mentioned about running the code, we're going to run to our final break. So when you're having fun, time flies. But stick and stay with us. We'll have much more when we come back as we're looking at Cxc Information Technology.
Your teeth like a puss, send me granny with a purse. I eat you off a joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight. You puke, me look and say.
It's the weekend and the youth are taking over the airwaves. Yes, we are the new voices and faces of the Talk Up You radio show. The voice of the Jamaican youth right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
After a busy week of work and school, come on wine with Jamaica's #1 youth radio show.
We're bringing you entertainment, fun facts, and staying true to youth development and advocacy.
Catch the action each and every Saturday as we roll out buzzy segments. What say you?
Youth for chat.
Life skills.
Global Connect.
And Bust the Youth.
That's the Talk Up Youth radio show. Saturdays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth. Don't miss it.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with we. Cause when we say outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the shell boss, I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tunes. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Me sing. Every pressure on no more. You're illiterate and foolish. You might on a cook. And you not gonna get no work. And your teeth like a pussy.
Welcome back to our program. This is the A-Team Radio Show. You are listening to Damon Scarlett, and I have with me as my guest tonight, Mrs. Janelle Amelia Jones. And we are talking about information technology. We are turning our attention, or we have been looking at Cxc I.T this evening. Just before the break, we were talking about what a variable is, and we said that variables are stored in different memory locations depending on their type and scope. And I think you were going to just pick up a little bit on that, if you can, because I know that when you talk about storage location, there are some other things that we need to be mindful of. So let's pick up there, Mrs. Jones.
Right. So as I was saying before, for every program, we have to prepare the computer for what is to come. So we call telling the computer declaration. Just as how we when we come back to Jamaica from our flight, we have to declare what is in our suitcase.
Yes.
We have to tell the computer, we have to tell the compiler what are they expecting. So these storage location, we have to give them a name. And the variable names must be meaningful. It cannot start with a number. We have some rules. It cannot consist of any spaces. So if we, in our emails, when we're writing our emails, if we want to use a space, we use an underscore, right?
Yeah.
So for variables, if we want to use a space, we use an underscore. So if we're using first name as a variable or as a storage location for name, we can use first name together or first underscore name, right? So these are just storage location that we have to prepare the computer for.
Is that similar to when you say that you store a variable in terms of location in memory? Or is
in memory, yes. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I remember it as your...
Yeah, man, it's in memory that we create the location. So we're storing, yes, and the constants now are what remain the same, just like mathematics. Pi is a constant. Pi will always be 22/7.
Yes.
I hope I got that right.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay, great. So if we want, like, for example, tax, GCT, that's a constant. So if, for example, the government is constructing a program or want a program to keep track of the GCT or so on, right? They can, within the execution of the code, they can allow that to remain the same.
Okay.
All right, yes, within that execution of the code. If we're calculating the area of a circle, we know that pi is a constant, so we declare those constants. They're still variables, but these variables stay the same throughout the entire code.
Okay, great. We're learning from sections of the Cxc I.T syllabus. There is something that before we go, because I'm going to have to dub this now, Mrs. Jones, part 1 of the conversation. I know you just make IT seem so easy. You know?
Right.
Right.
If I was an IT teacher, you'd have gotten that IT degree, you know.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
There's still hope. But section 6 of the syllabus that focuses on word processing, presentation, and web page design. Because I'm trying to remember if back then...
No, we did not do that. That's a new aspect of the syllabus, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so exciting for the children, more than problem solving. Problem solving is a problem for them, but when they reach the website, they have no limits
Wow.
to the creation. And when you say that if we teach them things outside of the syllabus, yes, we do. At the end of website development, a student should be able to create their own website. You know that a lot of our students are entrepreneurs and they're business owners. They have their different business or their social media personalities, right? So they'll be able to actually build their own website at the end of this course. It's very exciting for them. We do not limit them at all. This is one aspect of the syllabus that we don't tell them what to use. So some of them will use, they're guided. We tell them, okay, you can go ahead and use Wix to create the website, or you can go ahead and use Google Sites, but they have no limits. They go ahead and they really create something, and we're really impressed, honestly. And as I said, I think this is the best part for the kids. They get really, really creative, and I really feel good marking it because, as I said before, it's just 10 marks, but the work that they do is beyond that. All the time. Yeah. All the time. What they do is really, really beyond the 10 marks.
That is indeed remarkable. And, you know, one of the things as you talk about the website and learning about web pages, and it's so interesting because, as I said, I learned about web pages and web design when I was in college.
Exactly.
I never learned that in high school.
Right. You know? I think that's a good addition to the syllabus, honestly. It's a very good addition to the syllabus because it helps to build our students and help to pave the way in the direction in which they want to go. You know, and so it's really good. It's an exciting part of the syllabus.
One of the things I want to ask you as we look at this section of it in terms of the whole matter of word processing, presentation, and web page design, in terms of the content, how much time is spent on this particular section? And does the SBA know in its current form, does that include creating a web page?
Definitely. So the SBA requires us to create a web page, yes. And for word processing, right now our grade 11s are required to create a brochure and fillable form in Microsoft Word. Okay. So actually a form that can be filled out online, we'll be able to create that in Microsoft Word for it. So yes, and as I said before, the 10 marks is the SBA. And for the word processing is 20 marks. For it. So we do mail merge with them as well. Yes. Mail merge is a must.
That's a staple.
Yes. So instead of 1 year, instead of doing letters all the time, 1 year we do salary, like a payroll system where we had to use mail merge facility to merge the name of the employee and the amount of salary they get, you know, just to bring some versatility to the program. The SBA, however, is dependent on the school. So the school selects the SBA and they're guided by the mark scheme that is in the syllabus. And we mark it, and of course we have to send it to Cxc to be second mark.
Okay. And yes, and I know that's a part of the process, the requirement there.
Right.
One of the things too, what I wanted to ask about the web page design in terms of the content. Well, how do you grade? Do you grade on the testing of the page to see if it goes live, or do you grade based on the context or the content design of it then?
Right. We don't grade on the testing, basically. It's mostly the content. So we grade on the design, the appropriateness of the website. Okay. If it appeals to the audience. So if you're designing a website for a school, if it appeals to students, if it appeals to teachers, we grade for the functionality. So like the different links. So we know that we have some website. My students, they love the Apple site. Yeah. It's very appealing to them. So when you click on the home page, if it leads you to somewhere, when it clicks on the about page, if it leads you to somewhere, that's functionality. So we grade on that. Okay. And we also grade on link to an external source. So this is the part that they like. They go ahead and they create their Instagram page, and trust me, they take it seriously. They are not marked for the Instagram page, they just mark for the link leading to it. And they take it so seriously that they Go to the Instagram page, get
Wow.
followers and everything like that. I tell you, this is an exciting part of the syllabus for the students.
Oh, love that, love that. And you know, as I look at the specifics here from the syllabus, so then they have to plan the website, as you mentioned,
Yes.
create a simple web page, create the hyperlinks, test
Yes.
the website, and
Yes.
then publish and maintain the website. Right?
Yes.
Wow. And then already there
Right.
you can see the different jobs that come out even in this, because you need people
Right.
who can maintain websites.
Yes.
Information don't just go up there just like that.
No, not at all. To publish the sites, though, it can be expensive. So the syllabus doesn't mark for publishing.
Okay.
Right, but once they give us that link, we can still access the sites. And a lot of them, they want to buy the domain names. They want to publish their sites. They want to definitely. But they don't really mark. They don't give a mark for publishing, but we do teach it as a part. And we also teach HTML, how to write the codes for the website as well. I mean, it's easy for them. They can use the authoring tool, and these are the tools that are already on the internet that help you to design the website. Like Wix is an authoring tool. It's
Yeah.
there already. All you have to do is drag and drop and create a website. Within 2 days, you have a website, you're good. Google Sites is also another authoring tool that we are encouraged to use as well.
Wow, we are learning so much, and we have learned so much. And as I said, you know, we're going to have a part 2 of the Cxc IT, because I'd really want to get into the spreadsheet, and to
Right.
also to maybe if you could demonstrate next time for us.
Definitely, that would be good. Yes.
Yes, the HTML in terms of how they write that HTML code. I don't.
Right.
Do they do JavaScript as well? I don't know if that is being taught in the school.
No, CXC has made it so versatile that the school can basically select their own programming languages. So
okay.
we have some schools who are doing Python. I heard today that Campion is doing Python.
Nice.
However, Immaculate is still doing Pascal. I promised them that next year we're changing. You have some school who is doing Java as well. So we are not. Pascal was always it, but once the syllabus changed, we were just not given the programming language to use. It's open to anyone.
Okay. I love that. And I really want to, before we go, just to ask you, Mrs. Jones, what are your final words to students who are looking to pursue their IT examination when they come around? The final word to the students tonight, and also parents as well. They are listening, they are watching.
Right. IT has a lot of opportunities for us. It's changing, it's taking over, and it's for us to get involved. Information technology as a subject at CSEC prepares us for that. So I would say study hard. It's an easy subject. It's easy enough subject to get a grade 1 in. We just have to practice the problem solving, get the necessary help that you can get for it. Work with the syllabus as well. The syllabus is clear, and past paper questions, which I encourage my students to help with the critical thinking and the application and the analysis of the question, and to help them prepare, for the examinations. For the SBA by now, we should be at least finished with 4 components and moving on to the 5th one. Different school will take different approaches. For us, we do Excel, database, Microsoft Word, web page design, and we always leave programming for last.
Okay.
We're going to try and reverse that. Yes. And help is there. Help is there.
Help is there, and I think that's a good note.
Always for the teachers and for the students. I'm in a group on WhatsApp now with HODs within the island, and we do help each other.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, and as I said before, I believe that even though we're trained, we have to consistently train our teachers in order to come up with the best methods for our children. as well. And to prepare them, we do a lot of drill and practice too.
Yes.
So because they do their 8 and 9 subjects, or their 6 to 9 subjects, they have a lot of things to balance out. So we have to ensure that for our subject, we reinforce all the time. Even though it's starting classes, we reinforce all the time, and we have the extra help for them to prepare them for the examination.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mrs. Janelle O'Mealy Jones, for speaking with us this evening and laying the foundation about the CSEC Information Technology syllabus. I'm going to do this part 1 because when we come back, we'll have to learn about the HTML and we'll have to go into some spreadsheets and we'll have to educate the nation's children about information technology. I want to say thank you so much until we meet again. And this is where we're going to leave it for this week. Right. Time is up on us. I want to say thank you to our executive producer, of course, Dennis Brooks, our technical operator, Andrew Anderson, and again, our special guest this evening, Mrs. Janelle O'Mealy Jones. Until we meet again, this is the A-Team Radio Show. I'm Damien Scarlett. Have a good night and a great weekend.
If you're not no education, people treat you like a book. Turn you in a handyman, dog food you have to cook. Them no want no candy man, no Barbie can no brook. So big up all the youths of Cxc.
Exciting news! The Design Studio nationwide 90